Let me give you some hints to this story. The chief throwing the players under the bus. The team itself crushing to a humiliating 10-wicket loss for the first time ever to this particular opposition. The authorities still claiming they need to do a surgery to rectify the wrong that is ailing the sport in the country, and the sporting board using AI, that's right, to choose players for the next tournament. If you haven't guessed it already, then I'll give it to you, and I'll give you a blatant one at that. Today we speak about a sporting body and team that has had a horrific year in international cricket. Pakistan is in the news again, and when there's too much going on, it's best to begin at the start of it all, with Pakistan crumbling to a 10-wicket loss to Bangladesh at home, in front of their own crowds. To declare at 4:48 in the assumption that this total was enough and then be bundled out for just under 150, it's tough to point out whether this was complacency and overconfidence that did them in. Were they really that appalling? Or did Bangladesh play some really good cricket? Maybe it was a bit of all of this. Now, there are two countries in turmoil here. There are burning issues that everyone back home in Bangladesh are having to deal with, and yet they came up trumps, leaving Pakistan in shambles. So obviously, the ever-vigilant troll factory ready to condone Pakistan cricket woke up. There were memes out and about criticizing yet another disappointing display. Earlier, it was an early exit from the ODI World Cup. This was last year, followed by a horrific exit from the T20 World Cup. That was just some months ago. And now, the test format looks just as withering. It feels like Pakistan cricket cannot seem to put one foot right. And ready to absolve the team from any board itself from any blame is the PCB chief himself, Mohsin Naqvi.
I spoke of surgery because we need to fix our problems. But when we look at how to resolve them, we don't have any solid data or player pool. The problem is the selection committee has no pool to turn to from which to select players. For surgery, you need all the tools to perform it.
What Naqvi says makes it seem like they really do not know the way forward. The senior players have not stood up and delivered. There needs to be some level of accountability, a fresh thinking and a fresh perspective needs to come in. There needs to be a massive overhaul, but do they really know how? Seems unlike so, because right after lamenting on the lack of talent in the country, Naqvi went on to say that they will rely on AI to pick players and teams for the upcoming Champions Cup trophy. No jokes here. Kevin Peterson, former cricketer and a commentator, didn't find Pakistan's performance funny either. He blamed the system in place to groom and grow talents in the country. On the other hand, what an emotional win it has been for Bangladesh. In fact, the moment was not lost on the team. Captain Shanto addressed the elephant in the room when he came out for the post-match press conference.
We are paying tribute to the individuals who recently passed away in our nation during the protests, and we are praying for their souls.
A classic example, this, of one country rising despite the chaos that's raging on around them, as opposed to another that is continuing to succumb to the pressures and intensity that is only increasingly growing on them. A worrisome sign for not just the health of cricket in Pakistan, but also a big question mark on the health of world cricket when something like this pans out.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect